What's up, baby?
Turkey killing mofos. Hey, you a professional now.
You got her? Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Storytelling in regards to hunting and fishing has gone back hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Literally on the rock walls of our nation.
Push it.
Yes, sir.
What you doing, Brandon?
Go. By the way, your nipples are already wet.
I just shot probably one of the most epic scenes, probably ever. These two monster bugs got after it, and it was so cool.
That's about like what you want it to look like. Cover it.
Oh, he's so handsome.
That's a big deer, Megs.
He's big. He's a big boy. That's talking whitetail.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Holy crap.
Look at those hooves.
Everybody wants to be a turkey hunter until it's time to do turkey hunters.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 52 of the Tejas Hunt Club Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon McDowell, and today I'm joined by
Meagan McDowell.
And we're going to do a little update on this podcast. We don't have a guest for this week, but we will have some coming up in the future episodes. But we took a little break because Hastings here.
He's here.
So as most of our listeners know or follow us on Instagram, you know that we were expecting a son, and he joined us on February 25th of this year.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah, at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So his name is Haston Lee McDowell, and he's actually sitting in the room right next to us, listening to the podcast as well. So wanted to let everybody know about that. If you've seen some of our posts on social, you saw a post we did with him and everything that we experienced through that. And then also getting some gifts from our friends and family, especially Miss Holly Hearn, who sent us a pretty cool little box that we got yesterday. We actually had breakfast this morning from that box.
Compliments of Game Girl Gourmet.
Yes.
You guys check her out.
Check out the post that we did about the box, and then also all of her socials and everything. So, like I said, just kind of wanted to give a little update on things that were going on that we've seen in social media and the outdoor space lately. One thing that I am going to bring up here at this point in time is something that we don't really like. We don't like to see.
No.
We don't condone in any way, but there was actually a smuggling case of white-tailed deer that our awesome Texas game wardens captured two guys that were transporting deer across county lines within the state of Texas, but did not have the proper paperwork to do so.
Yeah.
So as you all know, we work with high fence ranches. We work with deer breeders a lot to create content from them. So when we see things like this, Hastings in the background.
Hastings not happy. And we're back. Let's see how long we can do this time. Nobody likes a burp being stuck.
But like we were saying, we work with a lot of deer breeders and in the industry, and it's sad to see when stuff like this happens. Just transporting deer, there's a lot of paperwork that we know that goes into it to transport deer from ranch to ranch, and along with that, the testing for CWD and things as well. So it really puts a black eye on the industry when things like this show up. And of course, they want to just pin it all on, Texas this, Texas that.
Yep.
And that's kind of the sentiment I've gotten from the articles that were written about them. So we just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. I mean, it's something that we all have to police ourselves to make sure, that we're doing the right thing and what we're supposed to do, even though sometimes there are extra things that are added that we may not agree with.
They're just going to add more extra.
Yeah.
If we're not careful.
But down to the basis of it, of transporting deer without the right paperwork, is just like, you're already starting to go down a trail that you don't need to be going down. So, I mean, it's a sad thing to see, but I'm glad that they were caught. I mean, I'm glad that they were like, something's going to happen of it, because it's just something we can't have in the industry, especially if we want to keep it and be able to do the things that we love to do, that deer breeders love to do, which is produce better deer, and proliferate the herd, I guess you would say.
Proliferate.
Yeah.
What the heck of a word?
It is. I almost choked on it.
You did. Just a little bit. Yeah. It's good to see that actually, good job to the game wardens that were involved in that. Again, unfortunate, not something you want to see, but
it's what's in.
It is what it is, and it
news.
happens.
On a lighter note, right now, since there is not that much hunting going on, we're going to do a little spring cleaning to get ready for turkey season that's coming up, and for two, just to get a little better organization when we do leave for hunts now, since we're going to be packing extra bags and an extra human. Just kind of knowing where everything is and kind of having stuff pre-packed or pre-planned is going to be the focus for the next couple weeks.
Shoot,
I guess to get
our
everything
front
organized.
closet is. Ugh.
Yeah, we kind of let that one get away. I mean, it's a mix of fishing stuff, a mix of hunting stuff, and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, we're going to take a little time and get that organized so we know where everything is when we need it, which I highly encourage everyone else to do. I mean, it's a whole lot easier to go on trips when you don't have to add in time for packing, because you've already done everything and you just kind of know, I just need to grab these couple bags and I'm good.
Yep.
So make lists. Make sure you know what's in those bags so you don't forget anything.
I think one of the biggest things you've taught me is having a bag specific to each, or like we have Yeti boxes that are specific to hunting, a Yeti box that's specific to first aid, range bags, right? Instead of just having a backpack that you take everywhere. I think my problem was I had a backpack that I was taking to the range, in the blind, like everywhere, and it just wasn't.
Yeah. And I mean, depending on what you're doing, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money on bags. Like one of the bags that we use for the range is my backpack from college.
Yeah. So
like it's just using stuff that you already have and you already know that, like, hey, when we go do this is the bag we carry. Mm-hmm. I mean, it takes a little bit to build up, especially things that you need like multiples of in every bag, but for the most part, you can get it separated out to where, like, hey man, your buddy's called and you want to go to the range or want to go on a hunting trip. You could just grab this bag and be able to go.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have to take the time to pack everything.
The only thing you're doing is like adding ammo.
Exactly. Or food, water, stuff like that. But yeah, so we're going to take the time to do that here coming up. So with spring cleaning, like we discussed, we're going to probably get rid of some stuff, but we'll probably add some stuff too, which makes room for that. Something I did see that we could add that came out the other day was the different colorways from Gunner Kittles.
Yes.
So
the new Yeti, the colors of everything.
Yeah. So Gunner Kittles took a page out of Yeti's book and came out with some different colors of their kennels. Yeah, they keep changing it up. If y'all don't know, we use Gunner Kennels to transport our dogs in the truck all the time. It's
and
probably
for food storage.
And their food storage bin too. But it's probably been one of the best investments that we've made for the dogs. Just
Agreed.
With the crash test ratings that they have, and as much as we're on the road taking them places, we really wanted to get a kennel that was built for travel. So if you haven't heard of Gunner Kennels, they're used by, I'd say, probably some of the top dog trainers, especially in the waterfowl world, for just traveling with their dogs. Because like some of those guys are traveling from here to Canada and all over the U.S.
We drove
chasing
all the way
birds.
to Montana with it.
Yeah, with them. And they're a great company. They're based out of Tennessee, Nashville, I believe. But all American made stuff. You can check out Gunner Kennels, and if you want to purchase a kennel for your dog, or if you just want to get some of their food storage bins, which are pretty cool
and they have
nifty
bowls,
too.
And they have
all your
pets, decoys, but
the little
fetch.
Yeah, you can call them decoys. I'd call them decoys, and if somebody's got a problem with it, leave a comment.
Correct us, yeah.
But they have a bunch of dog accessory stuff. If you're into waterfowl, I mean, if you're into upland, if you're into bay dogs, I mean, anything. They're a great product.
A lot of our friends have them. And with everybody we've talked to, it's just worth the investment. And they have accessories like a fan. They have an all-weather kit. They have ways for you to feed and water your dog while they're still in the kennel. I mean,
the attachments.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So if y'all want to purchase any of that stuff, we actually do have a code for Gunner Kennels. It'll be in the description below. You can click that link and, help out the podcast.
We would appreciate it. Yep.
The colors that they came out with are pretty cool. Red, pink, teal, and marigold. As soon as I saw the teal color, I was like, yeah, Megan's going to like that one. I
love that.
Yeah. But like I said,
just get the bowls just because I want some of their teal stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. We're not in the market for a new kennel right now because we only have 2 dogs for right now. But
every time you go somewhere, I'm like, okay, I've accepted that there might be a puppy coming home, but please just let me know. What we're doing.
I'm in the market.
Yeah.
But I'd like to check out some more of their colors if they have some out that come out later on, especially if they do a collab with Mossy Oak or Real Tree or something. That'd be pretty cool.
So if they did the Bottomland Mossy Oak.
Yeah, even though we don't have duck dogs, but it just looks cool.
No, but I have the pants, the Bottomland pants.
Yeah.
I love that pattern.
Yeah.
I love that pattern.
It's
DSG
cool.
has those.
I like it. Coming up, the end of this month, March 26th, there is a Texas Parks and Wildlife Division Commission meeting. Those are live streams, so you can sit in and listen to all of those meetings. I actually sat in on a lunch and learn with Stewards of the Wild a couple weeks ago, where we sat down with some of the advocates for the outdoors in Texas, and it was pretty neat to learn about the legislative process that happens in Texas and how things and laws get established. Mm-hmm. So with a lot of other states, they have, one person or a director that makes decisions. But actually in Texas, we have the Texas Parks and Wildlife Board of Directors. So any law regulation for hunting or fishing has to go through them to be approved before it is added or taken away or anything like that. So one of the things that we're going to focus on, especially for this year, for Tejas Hunt Club, the page and for the podcast, is bringing all the listeners more information on how to be involved. One way is actually I'm trying to put together a podcast of who all these people are, just so you know what legislative members are, who's representing you and sitting on these boards and committees and things that we need to pay attention to, especially with when it comes to making decisions about regulations in hunting and regulations in fishing. We want to make sure that the people that are making these decisions are well informed on all of the facts of each different regulation that's being looked upon, and it's our job. I mean, it's our job as citizens to make sure that we're holding these people accountable for the decisions that they're making and making sure that we provide, if we can, the information necessary for them to make those decisions. Yeah.
They have a hard job.
Yeah.
They have information coming out their ears from all kinds of different sources, and we have to be part of that. I mean, there's a lot of people on the other side of it that are providing information that's not sound as far as the science behind things. I mean, it's
more based on how you
emotional,
feel about certain animals. And as we've talked about on the podcast before, like things that went down in Colorado, the things that have gone down in California and Washington and all those other states. And a lot of people think and say like, hey man, it'll never happen here in Texas. But that complacency, that lack of action is exactly what will bring those things to happening in Texas, just because we believe it'll never happen. I heard a stat the other day that there's actually more legislators in the Houston area, the greater Houston area, than all of west of I-35.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy going to Houston. I'm sad I'm missing the Houston rodeo right now and everything.
Our first year in a long time.
But we can't allow that one area of Texas make decisions for the rest of Texas, because they're not representing everybody that's even west of 45.
I mean, think about how many different environments and habitats that are across the state that they've probably never seen or been. I mean, I'm assuming they've never seen or been part of.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Hasten agrees. So, I mean, it's just making sure that it's an even playing field and we have representation. And if we don't, which we don't, right, then it's our job to be able to advocate and make sure that they understand that different aspects from different parts of the state.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're like I said, we're there to educate those people, and or if we don't know, find the people that do.
Yeah.
I mean, the best people for wildlife management are probably wildlife biologists that have worked in those areas and know them like the back of their hand. You would think, but
Okay. Brandon's going to finish this out for you guys.
Hastings calling for mommy.
I'm going.
So Hastings didn't allow us to both finish the podcast. So Megan's going to go hang out with him and I'm going to keep talking. So like I said, with that, it allows for us, the people that are involved in hunting and fishing, to reach out to these legislators and these people to make sure that, like I said, they're getting the best information possible that they can to make the decisions we need. To make for wildlife in general and for our hunting and fishing opportunities. All that to say, there has been a lawsuit filed for the Center of Biology Diversity, the Center for Biological Diversity. They filed a lawsuit against Texas Wildlife Services in the hunting and trapping of mountain lions. So we're back to this again. They filed this motion because they believe that the hunting and trapping of mountain lions is detrimental to the black bear population that has seen a resurgence lately here in Texas. So what they're leaning towards is saying that the fact that we set traps for mountain lions, they've been catching black bears, and black bears have been dying because of it. So to my knowledge, in which I did a little research prior to this podcast, and I'm going to keep looking after this podcast to see if there's been any actual documentation of a black bear being caught in a mountain lion trap in recent times, or when was the last time, or even if it has happened before, when was it? So I haven't found anything on it yet, but I'm still looking. But these are the things that we're going to have to fight and be abreast to, because this is their tactic. They don't rely on actual biology. They don't rely on actual studies. They rely on being able to go sit in court and fight you with lawyers until either whoever runs out of money. But this lawsuit really doesn't make sense. It's never made sense. So, but this is what they try to do to tie up people and try to get their way. So we're going to stay up to date on this topic and follow and track where this goes. Big shout out to Cable Smith at Lone Star Outdoor Show, which if you haven't listened to his podcast, it's a good one. It's where I get a lot of my information, and it's a lot of what sparked my interest in even paying attention to this stuff and being knowledgeable about it, which I'm going to try my best to do. Just so I can, pass that information along to other people that, so we can make things happen, or we can keep things from happening. I mean, I believe it's a part of our job as hunters and, outdoorsmen to be able to make sure that we're doing the best we can for the wildlife and for our opportunities. So on a lighter note, guys, TAC SA is coming up, and we're going to be there on Saturday. We're going to be shooting the loophole course. At least we might try to squeeze in another one. We'll see. But the whole gang is going to be together. Jared's going to come shoot that weekend. I'll be shooting. Megan is going to be carrying Hastings around, so she won't be shooting, but she'll be joining in the festivities. So TAC SA, if you're going to be there on Saturday, let us know. Hit us up. We'd love to get together and shoot some arrows. I believe our knock time is going to be at 1:20. So we'll probably get there that morning, walk around, the vendors row and everything, and try to warm up, shoot some arrows, and then go hit the course. It's always a great time going down into Natural Bridge Caverns. As you may know, this year's sign up is over, but I mean, it's getting harder and harder to get spots in TAC, man. Like, I remember the first year we signed up for it, it was some clunkiness with the website, which is understandable, but we could get a lot of the spots that we wanted and shoot multiple times. And now, man, it's become so popular, and that's a great thing, but it's getting hard to get in those spots at Natural Bridge Caverns. So maybe a new venue change, a larger one. Ooh, don't know where that would be in the state of Texas, or maybe even break it up. I think there should be two spots in Texas. If anybody from Total Archery Challenge is listening to the podcast, which I hope y'all do because we talk about y'all a lot, but I think there should be 2 spots in Texas, at least 2 weekends. If you do twice, 2 weekends in a row, Natural Bridge Caverns, that'd be cool. But if you could do one San Antonio, Central Texas, and then say, I don't know, maybe out in West Texas, San Angelo area, maybe. If there's a spot out there that can host something like that, that'd be pretty cool. A little different terrain, or if somewhere down in South Texas, walking through the brush doing stuff, that'd be cool too. So maybe something Total Archery Challenge can think about in the future. But until now, we're going to stay heading over to Natural Bridge Caverns, just north of San Antonio, and having a good time. So with springtime rolling around, I saw that there's some clay shoots that are going to be happening. The Houston Stewards of the Wild clay shoot is going to be April the 6th at 2:30, American Shooting Center. Some of the sponsors I saw was Mock Ranches, which we had Casey Mock and Max Ramsey on the podcast. So big supporters of them. Turtle Box, which we love, and Ranch Water Rentals, who we've seen at some of the Stewards of the Wild stuff for the dove hunt last year. So if you're into shooting clays, I suggest, and you're in the Houston area, April the 6th, check out the Houston Stewards of the Wild chapter clay shoot. It'd be a good time. Meagan and I shot it a couple years ago. It was actually one of the first couple Stewards of the Wild events that we went to, and it was a lot of fun. So if you're in the Houston area, be sure and check those out that weekend, April 6th. And big shout out to them. I know they're having a lot of fun at the Houston Rodeo right now because it kicked off this weekend. So big shout out to the Houston chapter of Stewards of the Wild. Some good people over there. Also, Tarleton State, which I took a couple classes from online. So I feel like I'm obliged to, talk about their stuff. But they're actually having their Shooting for Scholarships fundraiser on May the 2nd at Joshua Creek Ranch in Bernie, Texas. I saw them post about it on their Instagram page. So if you're interested, or you are a Tarleton State alumni, or you just want to go hang out at Joshua Creek Ranch, because that is a beautiful facility that I know our buddy Brandon Bredermeyer actually was just there shooting pheasant. So great place. Be sure y'all go check that out. They're having their clay shoot on May the 2nd. So as these come in, as I see them, I'm going to make a list of them and talk about them on the podcast. If you have any information on clay shoots, archery shoots, kids, youth days, anything like that you want us to talk about on the podcast, be sure to send us a message on DMs, leave a comment on the podcast, comment on the YouTube channel, and we can talk about it, get that information out to people, because we like sharing events to make sure that as many people as possible are showing up, supporting the outdoors, and supporting the organizations that are advocating for the outdoors. So be sure and send us in that information, and I'll keep looking for it as well. Like I said, this was going to be a short podcast. We just want to hit y'all with a little couple updates and a couple things we've been seeing. Got a turkey hunting podcast coming up next week. I'll drop it right before turkey season opens. Some of the tips, tactics, stuff, stories that we've done in the past, things that we've seen out in the field that helped us kill turkeys or kept us from killing turkeys. So that's going to be kind of the premise of that podcast. Then after that, I'm dropping a podcast about why you should have an AR set up for hunting, period. We're going to talk about calibers. We're going to talk about setups, how to build it. If you want to build it off the shelf, all that kind of stuff, that'll be the week after. And then we'll get in some guests. I know Jackson from Lone Star Wetlands wants to get back on the podcast. I talked to him a couple weeks ago. Brett from Zero Tech Optics wants to come and jump on the podcast and talk a little bit. So I know we got some stuff lined up. We're going to get them out as quick as we can and have a good time while we do it. So if y'all got anybody that y'all think should be on the podcast, y'all got any events coming up, be sure and hit us up everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Facebook group. I want to give a big shout out to Boars and Broads, Dixie Doggers for the Tulsa Standard Memorial Hunt that they put on. We sponsored a buckle in that event, so it was really cool to be able to give back to those guys. Make sure y'all following their pages for anything coming out. I know they got some bay pin stuff. They've been getting ready for Uncle Earl's and everything. Cat Daddies, Hog Band. They're having a hog bay this weekend. I won't be there. I apologize. I really wanted to be, but got to take care of some stuff here at the house, baby Haston. So we'll have to catch y'all on the next one. But if you want to go, be sure and hit up their Facebook page. Have all the information on there. Shout out Buck. Shout out to Nathan for putting on that event and cranking one out so quick right after the one in December. So should be a good event for all y'all guys that love the hog bay and stuff. Be sure and check out their pages to support them. So y'all have a great weekend. I'm headed to do some organizing and things and chill with my son. And we'll be back at it next week. Until then, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Peace.